Hello, you fabulous Fujoshi and fantastic Fudanshi, and to the rest of you, behave yourselves, and that goes for all of the students in that school, by the way. We're here to talk about... I almost called it Dress Up Darling. I'm so angry. My brain is frazzled. We're here to talk about Heroines Run the Show, Episode 9. I'm here with the Startacular Stella Luna.
Hello.
I'm very upset. Let's talk about why.
Oh my god, this week's episode was... No, we're upset not because we're upset...
no, the show is... It's because the show is succeeding that we are upset.
Yeah. Yes, that we are upset, yes. Yeah, so...
We're also... Okay, I will say this.
Okay.
I kind of want to tackle it first because I want to explain why I'm mad.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
because I am mad, like...
Because this hits close to home.
Yes, I'm mad for reasons that go beyond just, like, the viewing experience, right? Because, like, as a show, like, yes, I'm also mad because it's Hiyori, right?
Yeah.
But I am also mad because I have such an enormous problem, and I'm really trying not to swear right now. I have an enormous problem with idol culture. The way that Japan treats its idols, and the reason why I have such a big problem is because you are now listening to two VTubers who do this, like, this is what we do, this is our job, right? Like, and it is infested with idol culture, even in the West, because of the way that VTubers were created. Because of the way that VTubers were created, because they come from Japan, and they came with idol culture pretty much built in. It is inevitable that VTubers will have to deal with idol culture to some degree, and I hate it. It's genuinely frustrating.
It hits really close to home. I mean, I've literally had people being really creepy in my chat and being like very like parasocial relationship,
expecting
the
girlfriend experience, right?
Yep,
that's what these girls and that's what the girls want from Lip Lip, the boyfriend experience.
The boyfriend experience, yeah. And like it is so bad, and like I knew that the show was gonna go here because you kind of have to.
Yes.
Like you just can't.
Well, and
right?
one of the PVs that from Honeyworks shows this happening.
Yes.
Like we've seen that this was gonna happen. We knew this was coming.
Yeah, we knew this was coming, right? And I'm glad that we are touching base on this because like I'm like this. Well, first of all, it does bring drama, and it makes me really mad. But it's something that really does happen, especially in Japanese culture and the VTubing culture as well. We literally watched the other day where a VTuber, I won't say who, like a male VTuber had to come out and say, I am not dating you.
Yeah.
I am not, because one of his friends got harassed by his fans.
Yes. So for full context, there was an ASMR stream that happened where it was like, and the point of these ASMR streams is to be like, it's okay. Example, right? There's streamers like ASMR YouTubers who also, by the way, have to deal with this.
Yes.
Right? This like it does, like, there is idol culture in the West as well. Right? Yep. Like even going beyond VTubers, like ASMR people have to deal with this because ASMR people will often do these videos where they're like playing a character that happens to be the listener's partner, right?
Yes.
And
but the point of it is it's supposed to be like self-insert, like not fan fiction, but self-insert, like your story that you're supposed to be listening to, and you just kind of like play pretend, right? Just to have a good time. Not
exactly.
that it's real.
You're not it's not supposed to be real. It's just for fun. It's just like an experience, right? And I know plenty of people who are into stuff like that, right? Like we have plenty of friends. I'm thinking of one in particular who totally listens to stuff like this.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yes. I don't want to say who it is, but you know who you are, and hello. Right?
I know who they are too.
Yeah, and hello.
Hello.
And hell, I listen to it sometimes. You think I don't listen to this dude's stuff, right? So it's like it's for fun. But some of this man's fans went bananas and attacked another VTuber because she had called him during the stream. Yep. Right? And they attacked her. They called her every name under the sun. They accused her of interrupting time with their partner and just being weirdly possessive over the streamer. to the point where the VTuber had to straight up come out and say, I am not dating you, that I am an anime character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I am not real. I do not know you. I will never know you. And we were watching it live thinking, like, how ridiculous that was, right? Because it's inherently a ridiculous concept that, hey, you don't actually know that person. And, like, I get it. With the class, it's a little bit different, right? Because the class, like, they know these guys, right? But at the same time, they really don't, right?
They really don't. They don't go out of their way to talk to them. They don't know them personally. They're just kind of like an entity in the classroom. Exactly.
Like, so to me, it's still just as frustrating because it's like it's bringing up outside experience from, like, that's why I wanted to say it at the beginning of the video, just so that everyone understands why I'm, like, actually kind of heated.
Yes.
Not because the show did anything wrong, and I think the way that they're handling it is really exceptional. The reason why I'm mad is because as a VTuber, this hit a little close to home. And I am glad that a lot of, like, Japan as a whole is starting to come out against idol culture. You're even seeing it come out in anime now.
Like
right?
Agretsuko.
Like Agretsuko. Like, you're starting to see anime actually come out and speak against idol culture and why it is toxic and why it is bad and why it's time to move on from it. Right? Like, it's a thing of the past.
You see this kind of, like, trope in, like, older anime too. Like, think about, like, every anime that's like you have hot dude in school and they have fan club and they get mad at girl who gets close to dude, right? Like, even Fruits Basket did it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
but at the very least, like, I can understand that because they're still classmates with those people, right? Like, with Yujiro and Aizo, like, they kind of know Yujiro and Aizo because they're in the class, but they're still idols.
Yeah, they're still idols, and it's not just the school. It is now spread to the internet.
And one of them literally said, like, flame time. Like, one of the comments was literally, like, getting ready to flame Hiyori, right? Yeah. Someone even called it a betrayal. And, I will get there, but speaking of fucking betrayal, and look, I was holding in swearing that whole time. I'm sorry that slipped out. But Stella knows, I was swearing up a storm before we recorded. I was so mad, right? But, like, if I'm right, and I didn't even catch this, it was Stella who was super clever, right? Stella pointed out, as soon as we saw the phone, Stella goes, I want you to notice that phone looks an awful lot like Chizuru's phone.
Yeah, because, like, you notice that they're playing basketball and, you know, like...
She whipped her phone out immediately.
Yeah, and she whipped her phone out immediately when it came to the boys, right? And like, I was like, huh, interesting. And then when I saw the phone, I was like, it looks awful like Chizuru's. Right? Like, that's what it looked like. And not to mention, like, we have this character named Chuton that we know of, right?
Yes.
And like, we haven't, like, they you know, like, if it was important, that's why they said it, right? Not if they were just like, oh, they're just fans, there would be no name, right? Not to mention, on top of it, there's that girl we see at every fucking concert in the pink who just looks like me IRL. Like being at the concert and, like, at every time, and she looks a lot like Chizuru. Like, she does. She just, like, you put glasses on her, you swoop her, like, hair to the side, her bangs to the side, she's Chizuru, right? Probably has contacts in. Yeah. Right? Like she has been there. It would make sense, right? Not on top of that, Chizuru, her obsessive personality that we've seen kind of come through a little bit.
Yes.
Right?
Well, and also notice that Chizuru is a lot closer to Juri.
Yeah.
Than she is to Hiyori, right? Yeah. They are friends, but I don't know about you, but it's always felt like Chizuru puts Hiyori at, like, arm's length for some reason.
Yes.
Right? But still acts like her friend. And so with that said, I'm gonna say this because she's fictional and y'all can't do anything about it. If I saw Chizuru in a back alley, I would fucking hit her upside the head with a baseball bat. Like, abso-fucking-lutely not. That is betrayal of the highest caliber. You can go in the shit pit along with Mommy from Rent-A-Girlfriend and Akito from Fruits Basket. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting. Like, if we're right. If we're right and she betrayed her like that,
Oh boy.
I will be, I don't care if her excuse is like, I just wanted to be close to them, because you know the show's gonna try to make you feel bad for her, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't give a shit, right? Like, no matter what at this point, I'm like, you suck, right?
Well,
like, and
if it does come out that way, I know Judy is there's going to be like something
fight.
Judy's gonna,
Like,
fight.
because
Like,
Judy was gonna throw hands this week. Like, she was really ready to throw hands to protect Hiyori. Like, you saw her stand up, and that was not like a, like, I'm gonna go talk to them. That was a, like, somebody's about to eat this fist. I don't know which of them it is. Probably the one with the ugly ass pigtails. But like one, like, oh, you guys, by the way, should have heard me. I was like, get a move on, Butterface, with your ugly ass pigtails. Sit down. Like, I was getting so mad. I was just calling out these, like, absolute nobodies. Like, I was getting angry, man. Like, because that's the thing, too, right? I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all are just mad that Hiyori clearly has main character written all over her face. Right?
Yes.
With the rest of you with your basic-ass haircuts. Sit your goofy asses down. Like, I was so angry. I'm angry now. You could tell when I'm angry, right? Like, not angry. Like, I am angry, but I'm, like, angry. Right? There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's angry, you'll know when I'm angry. When I'm angry, I don't, like, talk goofy and, like, get, like, I'm gonna beat you up. You'll know I'm angry if I'm really quiet. Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how you know I'm actually angry. If I'm angry, which is more like a playful angry, which is usually from, you know, anime and stuff like that. Like, looking at you, Flock.
Yeah.
Right? From Attack on Titan. It's when I get goofy and I talk funny and I'm like, I'm not actually angry. I don't want anyone to think I'm actually angry. The idol culture stuff, yes, that makes me heated. That I was actually angry about, but not because of the show. That's just like, it reminded me that it's a thing and it is something that does bother me. But that's not the show's fault in any way. That's just, the show is actually properly addressing it, you know? But yeah, this, I like the Chizuru stuff. Like that, like the Chizuru thing and everything that came from it, everything directly from the episode, that has me angry, right? Where I'm like, ooh, I am going to throw hands. I hunt monsters for a living. Don't think I ain't gonna find you, Chizuru.
It's just one of those things where like this, like I knew this was gonna happen, you know, but like this is going to put like a big monkey wrench in like the friendships, like the trio friendship there, of not only Hiyori, Judy, and like Chizuru, obviously, but also like it's putting strain on Hiyori, Aizo, and Yujiro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the fact that next week's episode is called like she quits, basically. I quit being the manager.
Yeah, which also made me angry. Angry.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was like, oh my god.
And like I am glad that our people in her life, like at the school, that are like, hey, like if you need to talk, come talk to me. Like I'm sorry that like this is happening, right?
The senpai character from the other series.
Yeah.
Like
Setoguchi.
Yeah, the fact that she was like, hey, like she even combs her hair because she's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Right? And she's like, hey, so yeah, I did hear about what happened. And if you ever need to talk, you just let me know. And the boy character, I can't remember his name, but he's also there, just kind of like keeping an eye out, you know, like making sure nobody's there to screw with them. Because like when she's walking through the halls after she finds out, you hear somebody snap a picture.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm like, you little shits, right?
Yeah.
Like, and this is over nothing.
Over her being friends with two idols. Oh no.
Yeah. Again, this is the idol culture thing, right? Where it's like the boyfriend experience.
And it's funny because it's not funny, but like you would be watching this anime and going, oh, like, you know, it is what it is. Like, it's just like, oh, this is just part of an anime. And I'm like, no, this shit is actually,
this shit happens.
real.
Yeah. Not managers in training, right? Like that's not a thing, but like, but like the way that because the thing too is like, I'm sure I'm sure people in the West can understand what it's like to be singled out, right? To be like the one at school who like a secret comes out about. Right?
Yeah.
And people find out stuff about you and the whole school finds out. Right?
Yep.
And that shit's awkward and you know everybody's looking at you. Right?
Yep.
Like that's awkward. You'd want to know what's even worse? Idol culture in Japan, and when that shit comes to a high school, because Japanese high schools are a different breed, man. there's like, hey, oh, there's an ambulance is going by apparently. It's gone.
We will come get this fucking bitch.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I hope it's the cops to come arrest Chizuru, because that's clearly stalking, right?
It was. Well, because I even know, like, that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, wait a second, those photos aren't just from yesterday. Those photos are from, like, days ago, months ago.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, right? So I'm like, that's what makes me very angry. I have to keep in mind, because if I say angry, people will be like, you said you were mad. I'm not mad. Like, when it comes to the show, I'm not mad. Like, Chizuru has been at this for a while, and then just, like, I hope, like, my hope is that it wasn't Chizuru who put the pictures up. It's still pretty friggin' weird, right? Like, it's still pretty weird. And again, I think I would still put her in, like, the worst girl category. Like, because, like, that's still pretty weird to stalk your friend.
It is.
You know? Like, but, like, hopefully she wasn't the one who put the pictures up, but I don't know any other character who would do that.
Yeah.
Right? Unless it was just someone random, right? Which would feel like a cop-out. So the only excuse is that it's Chizuru.
Yep.
Right? And that's like, I don't know how you come back from that.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be someone in the school. That's the thing.
It has to be someone in the school. It has to be Chizuru. Like, there's no one else it can be.
It can't be. It's definitely not Judy, because Judy's never, like, had an interest. There's no other character that has an interest that is close, that we know, like, a named character that we know of, who has, like, who loves Lip Lip.
Exactly.
Who likes Lip Lip. And it's pretty clear that Chizuru likes Lip Lip.
100%. Because she
Right?
has to be Chuton at this point.
She has to be.
Yeah.
The names are similar too, but, like, it can't be Judy, because Judy has a boyfriend, and she clearly doesn't really care about them in that way, right?
She's always just kind of thought they were there. Like, she's like,
Yeah,
oh, they're
she's
cool.
like that. Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh yeah, they're cool, right? But she has a boyfriend. She has Ko, right? The senpai, like, has, you know, she clearly is not interested in them either.
Yeah.
Right? Because she, like, clearly, like, helps her, and then, you know, like, what's his face's name with the brown hair? You know, like, he's, like, on a watch and stuff. But it just doesn't strike me that she would be a big fan. Chizuru is the only person who has shown, like, this obsessiveness, right? Like, because, like, when they were sitting at the cafe, right, and Hiyori was talking about how Nagisa confessed to her, right, and she's like, I don't know what to do and stuff like that, right, and Chizuru literally goes off on a huge, like, crazy rant about, like, you're living the life of a like, you know, of a
Shoujo
protagonist,
fantasy,
like the
yeah.
shoujo fantasy, like, how can you, like, you are so privileged for blah, 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 like, all this stuff, right? Like, she clearly has this obsessiveness that she has, like, she's an otaku who's obsessive.
Yeah.
And so who else could it be?
Well, another reason why she could have very easily blown up on Hiyori there is because, and the reason why she's saying, like, you have the life that I want.
Yeah.
In hindsight, could be like, not only do you have this, like, cute childhood friend.
Yes.
But you also have Lip Lip.
Yeah.
Right? Meanwhile, Chizuru Chizuru doesn't know that Hiyori doesn't even like Lip Lip like that. Like,
no.
They're her friends. Like, they don't see her like that, right? So it's, I don't know. It's, the whole thing is a mess.
Yeah, and that's the thing that these girls don't understand, is that she sees them as friends. She doesn't see them as like Lip, or, like, she likes them in that way.
Well, and besides, they're clearly already a ship. Lip is a ship. There's an X in it anyway. It's already a ship. You ain't got a chance. These boys are very clearly into each other.
This is true. This is very true.
According to my Fudanshi brain.
According to thy Fudanshi brain, yes. But yeah, like, she's not even into them that way, and it's pretty clear. Like, I love these three together. They are my, like, OT3, but it's more of a bro TP if I think about it. Like,
when somebody's like, I think it was Jody said, like, you act like their mom. Right?
Yes.
I was like, oh my, like, I said this already, but, like, look, if you're watching this channel, you're very clearly a Fruits Basket fan. Yeah. You have to see it by now, right?
Yes,
like,
no, I see it.
Like, this is Idol Basket, right? And again, like, I really think that she to them isn't like necessarily like their mom, right? But sort of in the same way Toru is to Yuki, right? Where it's like she is like a mom to him, but it's not. The bond is similar. It's like a paternal bond. It's not quite like it's not like he actually sees Toru like his mom. It's that like she fills that role, and I think it's the same thing with Hiyori. Hiyori fills this sort of like this person who is there to comfort and take care of them, you know?
Yes.
And in turn, they treat her like royalty. They treat her like a heroine, right? Like So.
Well, and they clearly super care for her because they even Aizo literally called Hiyori, or no, he texted her, and Hiyori was like, "I'm gonna call them. I don't know what that's about. I have the day off." And he just wanted to know. They wanted to know how the competition went. And I was like, that's so cute, you know, like that they wanted to know, and that, you know, or like, you know, passing the paper back, and like, you know, Aizo like holds on to it and like rips it. It's just so funny. I love these three together. If any of them are going to have romantic feelings for her, it's probably Aizo though.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just because of how he's like has this fear of girls.
Yeah.
So with Hiyori, it's like maybe that fear is not there, but like again, I don't really ship them anyways to begin with. So yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts?
No, not really. Idol culture bad.
Idol culture bad. I agree.
Bad.
Okay, outro. And that's going to do it for today's video, everybody. So we hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to boop that up snoot. Share the video around. And of course, I have to give a big thank you to our lovely patrons. Look at these beautiful people. All these people who help keep this channel afloat. I sincerely appreciate it. And of course, I have to give a big thank you to Asaki VT, Elizabeth Just Elizabeth, Jeremy P, Matt87 Eagle, Shadow Creative, Shiorans, Stephen G, Stevie W, Trapmaster, Trevor W, and Tristan G. Thank you all once again so much for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon or here on YouTube just by watching the videos. I sincerely appreciate it. Be good, and we will see you next time.